Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. Let's get right to the show I have for you guys today. It is currently 12:21 on this Saturday morning. We were supposed to do our Friday show, was busy, but we're going to get to it. We'll be posting it for Saturday. This is Season 5, Episode number 2 on the Fire Sports Pod. We're going to be going over 1 to 2 segments here on the Fire Sports Pod. We're going to be going over some college football happening today and the NFL Sunday. First, we're going to go with NFL Sunday. Let's get right to it. So, for the NFL games, first up, we got the 49ers taking on the Vikings in Minnesota. Christian McCaffrey is ruled out for this game. For the second straight game in a row, he is not playing with the San Francisco 49ers. For your fantasy, that is not good. Whoever has Christian McCaffrey is shooting themselves in the foot right now. But nonetheless, I think the 49ers just have too much of a better team. I think they just have the better quarterback. I'm going to have the 49ers winning this game at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time over the Vikings in Minnesota. Seahawks taking on the Patriots at 1 o'clock. This is going to be a battle of defenses. But I'm going to take Seattle with their better offense that's going to New England and take down the Patriots in a low-scoring game, but Seahawks win. Giants take on the Commanders. This is going to be a shitbag game at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to take the Washington Commanders winning this game in Washington. The Giants just looked absolutely dreadful against the Minnesota Vikings last week for Week 1. I just don't think they have a good team, and I just think the Commanders are just a better ran and better coach team than the Giants are. And I just think the Giants also don't have that quarterback. Daniel Jones is not that guy. He never will be and never was. So I think that having Jaden Daniels as the quarterback is a much better asset than having Daniel Jones. So, again, guys, to recap the last 3 games, we're going to have the 49ers, Seahawks, and Commanders win. Chargers, Panthers. Chargers are going to dominate the Panthers. I got the Chargers winning this game. That's at 1 o'clock. Then they have the Saints taking on my Cowboys in Big D for the first time in over a year that Zeke Elliott will return to the Cowboys as a member of the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys dominate the Saints. Our defense comes alive well, and we just absolutely manhandle the Saints. Cowboys win. Colts against the Packers at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. This is a tricky one. I think the Colts, after losing a tough one to Houston last week, I don't think they lose one. I think the Colts come back and make a statement win against the Packers in Lambeau. I got the Colts winning this game. Browns against the Jaguars. Now, we don't know what's happening with Deshaun Watson and his allegations, but I think I like the Jaguars in this game. I like the Jaguars making things happen. I think the Browns will answer back with a much better offensive game that they had last week against my Cowboys, but I just don't think it's enough. I think Jacksonville takes the win today, or I should say Sunday. Jets against the Titans. After a terrible outing for the defense and just a terrible look for the Jets, I think the Jets have a great bounce-back game against the Titans and dominate them in great fashion. So I got the Jets, Jaguars, Colts, Cowboys, Chargers, Commanders, Seahawks, 49ers. Then we go to our last two 1 o'clock games of Sunday. And we have the Buccaneers taking on the Detroit Lions in Detroit. What a game this is going to be. This is going to be a lot of fireworks. This was a rematch of last year's NFC wildcard game between the Bucs and the Lions. So I think this is going to be a hell of a game. I'm going to go with this is tough. I'm going to go with the upset here. I'm going to take the Buccaneers getting the win, upsetting the Lions at home. So I'm going with the Bucs. Raiders taking on the Ravens. This is going to be a shitty game at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to take the Ravens bouncing back from the Kansas City Chiefs loss in Week 1. I think the Ravens dominate the Raiders in great fashion. Rams against the Cardinals. Now we guys are starting out the 4 o'clock games. Rams against the Cardinals. In this is tough. A divisional game. Rams looked really good against the Lions, somewhat good with barring all the injuries that they have. Cardinals looked great against Buffalo, just let the lead go. Oh, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. I'm gonna go out the limb here. I'm gonna say Cardinals win against the Rams. That's ballsy, but I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. Bengals at the Chiefs. I think the Bengals answer the call. Absolutely getting embarrassed against New England in New England, losing 16-10. I think the Bengals come out firing on all cylinders. And I think the Bengals take down Kansas City in Arrowhead. Joe Burrow is the Chiefs' daddy, most definitely. That's at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time. Then you have the Steelers taking on the Broncos. Another game that potentially could be an okay game or a shitbag game. I vote it's going to be a shitbag game. I'm going to take the Steelers winning this game over the Broncos pretty handedly. I don't think the Broncos are ready for the spotlight just yet. And then our Sunday night game, we have 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time. Bears against the Texans. What a game. What a game. Bears at the Texans is going to be a tough one to pick, but I'm going to take the Texans winning game 2 of this season. I got Texas winning at home over the Bears on Sunday Night Football. And last but not least, guys, we have Monday Night Football. Falcons at the Eagles. Eagles win this game at home against the Falcons. Falcons didn't look good against Pittsburgh. I think Philly looked pretty promising against Green Bay. So I'm going to take Philly winning this game against Atlanta. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. We're going to move to some college football. We'll be right back. Hey, what's up, guys? We are back, and we're going to be going over some college football games. We're going to be going over what games do I think are going to be a good matchup for you guys to pick and bet on. Obviously, we're gonna go over on our TikTok on the Fire Sports Pod _ 2.0. What games, all the games that are in the top 25 rankings, and I'm going to see if I can get all of them correct. Last week, I went 21 of 23, so let's see if I can get close to that this week. Now, here we go, guys. College football games that you guys should look out for. There's number 17 Michigan against AR State. Michigan should win that game pretty handily. Number 4 Alabama versus Wisconsin. Even though Wisconsin is unranked, this could be a pretty good game depending on it. But I still got Alabama torching Wisconsin. Then you have number 16 LSU against South Carolina. That's usually a very marquee matchup, a very back and forth matchup. But I would still have LSU winning that game. And then at 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time, you have number 24 Boston College and number 6 Missouri. So my thing is that I'm gonna take Boston College is pretty good, is on a pretty good roll for the first 2 games, but Missouri is such a much better team. I'm taking Missouri to win the game against Boston College at 12:45 today. Then you have number 10 Miami taking on Ball State. That's going to be a pretty bad game. Miami's going to win that game. Number 9, Oregon against unranked Oregon State. This is always a very weird game. This is at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time today. I'm going to take Oregon, but don't be surprised if Oregon State could upset Oregon. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm going to take Oregon on the safe side. Number 15, Oklahoma against Tulane. I'm going to take Oklahoma winning that game. Number 18, Notre Dame against Purdue. Number 18, Notre Dame, they lost to Northern Illinois, so you never know who they're going to win and who they're going to lose to. But I think Notre Dame should pull this out against Purdue. Yeah, guys, there's really no marquee matchups happening. Ohio State's not playing this week. You have number 12, Utah versus Utah State. That could potentially be a good game. Both Utahs, they play each other hard, but I'm going to take number 12, Utah. Really, I'm taking all the ranked teams. There's only two games that I could see that maybe the unranked team could win. Georgia's killing Kentucky. Texas killing UTC-SA. Ole Miss is killing Wake Forest. Northern Iowa against Nebraska, unranked game. Kent State versus Tennessee. Tennessee's winning. So really the game that I could see an upset could be South Carolina on LSU, Boston College on Missouri, Oregon State on Oregon, and Purdue on Notre Dame. Other than that, I really don't see any upset coming our way. Oklahoma State against Tulsa. Oklahoma State should win that game. So I really don't see any other upsets other than those four. So look out for those four to be a difference maker in some way. Sometimes if you lose or win some bets. But I'm gonna take Notre Dame to beat Purdue. I'm gonna take Oregon to beat Oregon State. I'm gonna take Missouri to beat Boston College. And I'm going to take LSU to beat South Carolina. But those four games are the ones that you should watch for the other teams to maybe pull out a win. Other than that, guys, that is pretty much it for our show. I just want to give you guys some news before we get off the show. Again, guys, I'm sorry we weren't able to do it on Friday. Busy day, wasn't able to get to the podcast on Friday, but we're going to post this right now. It's at 6:41 a.m. on this Saturday morning. So we're going to post this up, and then I'll see you guys for Recap Monday on Monday. So I'll definitely tune into the NFL games this weekend. But see, this is some news that you have to watch out for. Just wanted to let you know. Caitlin Clark, she breaks the NBA all-time single-season assist record set by Connecticut Suns forward Alyssa Thompson a year ago. So Caitlin Clark just keeps breaking history marks and is now has the most assists in a single season. Christian McCaffrey, according to Kyle Shanahan, says the team is considering putting running back on injured reserve with a calf and Achilles injury. So he is gone, and he might be gone for the foreseeable future for a long time. This is what was the problem, guys. This is why, yes, he is the best running back in the NFL, but he just can't stay consistently healthy over a long period of time. And then Tua Tagovailoa, after getting knocked out of the game, Hall of Famer Tony Gonzalez says retirement should be next up for the move for the Dolphins quarterback. It's just not looking good for him. He just can't stay healthy, and it's just not his fault. It's just the concussions. It is what it is. Even though Stephen A. Smith said on First Take that he doesn't see Tua retiring. He doesn't think it's going to happen. Marquise Hollywood Brown goes on the injured reserve, reportedly with an undergo shoulder surgery. And then Anthony Davis still wants to play next to another big as the Lakers have a possible trade target. So consider some trades coming our way for the Lakers. And then Rangers shortstop Corey Seager to have season-ending sports hernia surgery. So yeah, guys, that is all the news I have for you guys today. Other than that, guys, have a great rest of your Saturday day, and I'll see you guys, and have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday for Recap Monday, which will be Season 5, Episode number 3. Here on the Fire Sports Pod, I'm your host, Zach Jackson. Have a great, blessed day, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.